Hey squad, welcome back. Now in today's video, I'm going to take you on an epic music production journey, starting from here all the way to here. So if you're thinking about getting started recording and producing your own music, or if you're already in the game and you want to move your projects to that next level, make sure you watch this whole video as I'll break it all down for you in under 10 minutes. So let's get into it. Now, every successful project in history began with a great idea. Whether it was the Wright brothers and their first flight, or the Americans putting someone into space, or the person who decided to build the tallest building in the world, all of those amazing things came into being because someone took action on the idea. And the same principle applies to you too. Now, if you're thinking about writing and recording those vocals and those amazing melodies that you have in your head,
gonna sing my song.
Or maybe you want to lay down some awesome guitar parts, or if you just want to get on with some crazy beat making, then of course you can do it. All you need to do is decide on what it is you want to achieve and then take action. This is how I suggest you start. Okay, first things first. If you're serious about music production, either getting into it or moving things forward for yourself, you need to be operating on a computer. Now, that's the way I see it. Now, you don't need to buy a brand new computer. You can get started with the machine you have already in your home, whether it be a laptop or a desktop. If you're getting started, kick things off with that. The second thing you need to decide on is whether you want to go the Windows PC route or the Apple Mac route. Now, it's really important because depending on which way you go, that will determine what software will be available to you. Now, make sure you check out this video. A link will be up top. And in this video, I break down all of the essentials you will need to get yourself up and running and to get things moving forward. Now, if you're serious about music production, you do need to invest, and you don't need to spend a whole lot of money, but you have to get yourself started with the right bits of gear. If you want to develop your skills in this field, you need to have the tools in order to do so. Step 3. Now you've got your equipment and you're good to go. But before you actually decide that you're ready for the world, make sure you've developed your skills as a musician, as a songwriter, as a beat maker. Whatever it is you want to portray to your audience, make sure you are good at it. So don't expect that having invested in equipment, all of a sudden you're going to be a superstar. No, it doesn't work like that. Two things work hand in hand. Develop your skills, become good at what you do, use the equipment to record, enhance, and publish your amazing creative ideas. Now, here are two of the most important videos I can recommend to you. The first one is called Gain Staging, and the second one is how to avoid clipping and distortion when producing your music. The links will be above as well as in the description. Make sure you check these out, not only to beginners, but also to you guys who are already recording and producing music right now. So you've learned how to use the equipment, you're writing, recording, and producing some superb tracks. Now your songs are getting to that stage where they're needing to be mixed. And if you check out this channel, you'll find a range of videos giving you tips on how you can mix your tracks. Because no matter how great your performances are, if your mix is not right, you will not retain the interest of your listener. So learn tips on how to balance and mix your project. So you finally mixed your song and you want to release it. But there's one more step before you can do that, and that's called mastering. Now, mastering is the process of taking your finished song and adding that sparkle, polish, and drive, and moving it from here to here. Now, mastering itself is another specialist skill that not everyone is going to be good at. Because you're able to mix a track well, it doesn't mean that you're going to be able to master well. I'd say use the resources online to figure out how to do basic mastering. But if you're serious about releasing your music, then you probably want to consider sending your track off to someone else for them to master it. They'll send the finished master back to you, ready for you to release. Now your song has been written, the music has been recorded, produced, mixed, mastered, and it's back with you ready for release. However, there are a couple more things that you really need to make sure of. You need to make sure your song has been properly copyrighted. Now there are loads of resources online that will help you in terms of copyright depending on what region or territory you're living in around the world. However, in this video, I will give you some basic tips how you can go about securing the copyright in your work. Now there's another very important thing you need to bear in mind when it comes to ownership of the song. Now, if you have collaborated with others to create the song, maybe you collaborated on writing the lyrics, the music, or maybe someone wrote the lyrics and you did the music, that's still a collaboration and that's a co-write. Now, before you even think about releasing the song, you need to come to an agreement as to who contributed to the creation of the song and how much ownership they have to that work. Just be honest, who contributed what, and make a note of it. I'll always encourage you to fill in a split sheet which will break down exactly who did what and what percentage of the song is owned by whom. A link will be in the description where you can download your split sheets, and that in itself will save you a lot of headache further down the road. Just get together with your co-writer, decide who did what, sign the forms up, each of you keep a copy, and you're good to go. You can then go ahead and register the copyright, whichever method you choose to use. Now, the next thing you want to do before you actually put the song out, I'd recommend you register yourself and the song with a performing rights organization. Now, here in the UK, songwriters and composers register with PRS, the Performing Rights Society. Now, depending on where you are around the world, you'd register with the appropriate organization. In the US, ASCAP and BMI are two of the big ones there, and there are others. Okay. Now, the importance of registering with the Performing Rights organization is so that they will collect royalties on your behalf whenever your song has been performed publicly. Again, I've got more on this in the video I just mentioned, so make sure you check that one out. Having registered with the Performing Rights organization, you can now push forward with your release. You'll now need to set up an account with a music distributor. A music distributor will take your song and will release it on all of the big platforms out there available for streaming, for downloads, as well as for physical purchase. And that includes Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Pandora, and the rest. There are tons of different outlets out there, but you'd need a distributor to be able to get the track to all of these platforms. Now, three of the biggest distributors that I'd recommend are CD Baby, who I use, TuneCore, and Ditto Music. Now, the majority of independent artists just like yourself would be using one of these three. There are loads more. You can always do a Google search on top music distributors. You'll get a list and you can go through and figure out which one suits you best. Now, the cost for putting out your single, your EP, or your album will vary depending on which distributor you use, but on average, a single will cost you around $20 total, and an album maybe around $50, and that's it. Your track will be out and ready for digital download, streaming, and purchase. And that's really the process. Start with an idea, get yourself equipped, develop your skills, you learn how to apply your skills to enhance your performance, you record and produce your performance, mix, you master, copyright, you register, you send out to distributors, and boom, there you go. Your track is ready for the world to appreciate. Now, there's one other very important thing you need to keep in mind. No matter how great your song is or how amazing the final product is, having a song released, whether in stores or on the internet, means absolutely nothing if you're not going to promote it. If you're not going to tell people, hey, I've got a song out there, go and check it out. Nobody's going to know about your song, and therefore no one's going to be listening. So it's absolutely vital that you take the necessary steps to market and to promote your track so people become aware of it and become aware of you and your talent and choose to support you on your musical journey. For now, that's the tour from the inception of your idea through to release. Now, if you're feeling this video, why not support me on Patreon? Great stuff. I really do hope you found the video useful. If you did, drop me a line in the comment section, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. This will really help me out. Now, remember to support me at deucebeats.com as well as on my social media channels. And finally, switch on that notification bell so just like the rest of the MTTC squad, you will find out as soon as my next video drops. Until next time, I'm Dr. Deuce. Peace.